Okay, so I'm a little bit late. We have already started the second half of the year, and it's amazing to see that 2024 has us in July already. I feel like I just got myself together for the year, and now all of a sudden we're halfway through. Let me show you what I'm still using, what things have changed a little bit, and what I'm already thinking about for 2025. So if you want to see, stay right here. Okay, so I think the most important thing that I've recognized throughout my planning journey, which I guess started probably about the end of 2020, I think that's about right. So, wow, now look, we're getting, that's getting ready to hit 3 years. Yeah, that's about right. And I have run through the gamut, so it's hard to believe that 3 years ago, as I'm looking out into my planner studio, that I didn't have all these sticker books and notebooks and planners and binders and pens. Whew, it has been a journey. But I feel in a really good place now. And even though I do, there are still little tweaks to be made. And it just happens by the nature of life that things change, our needs change. And that to me has been the most important thing that I have learned, is to identify what we need our planners and journals for. Because those of us who are out here, hey, I might be talking to some of you who love planners and journals and stationery, we want all the planners, we want all the journals, we want to try rings, we want to try this, we want to try bound books. It's just such an array of different ways that you can plan, track, note, and do all the things that we love to do here in the planner community, that we find ourselves with a multitude of product. And sometimes I watch people, and myself, I've been there too, try to figure out how to use a planner that they want to use, opposed to trying to find a planner for what they need the planner for. So over this time, I have identified the things that I find that I want to either journal about or need a space to plan and take notes in. So those of you who have been with me before may know that I have 10, yes, 10 different planners and journals. So this is Dr. J, and we're with the Therapy of Planning. Those of you who have been here before, thank you so much for coming back. And those of you who are new, thank you so much for clicking on that button to check this video out and see what the Therapy of Planning is all about. Welcome. Here are the 10 planner and journals that I find that I need to keep myself going the way I want to go. Number 1, my prayer journal. Okay. Number 2, a work planner. Number 3, a personal planner. Number 4, wellness journal. Number 5, creative journal, and you hear my little hesitation on that. Number 6, business planner and notebook. Number 7, a spending tracker. And number 8, a finance planner. Number 9, research notes and brainstorming. And finally, 10, everyday carry. Now, we'll see as we move throughout this video and I put these things into review, what ideas of what I need has changed a little bit, and what planners and notebooks that I'm using have changed a little bit. Some things are really steadfast, and we'll start with the first thing that is, and that is my prayer journal. So let me move some of these things so that it's easier for us to take a look. All right. So this is my prayer journal. first thing that I typically touch each morning. And so basically I have an A5. These are bound books. And so that we're not here forever, because some of you have been here before and seen all this, I'm just going to kind of flip through it and show you how I use each one pretty briefly. Don't have a lot of decor in here. May go and do that at a later date. But, you know, at first I was trying to figure out if this is the book, the cover that I wanted to keep it in. So far, so good. This is a Moterm cover. It's very spacious. I think it's the A5 Plus, and so it fits everything so far. I stuck this Our Daily Bread in here. You can see it's an old one. I'm sure I have the others floating around somewhere. But I read in so many different places that some of the places don't get touched as often. But typically every day I read in a Uverse app, and there's a couple other places that I also may go to for a daily devotional. So this is a monthly booklet by Sterling Ink, and in here I simply write down the verse of the day wherever I got it from, whether it's Uverse or sometimes I think Joel Osteen comes into my email. There's a couple others that come into my email, or even the Daily Bread. So whatever I'm reading for that day, the verse goes there. Okay, so that is a separate book. And then I have an A5 Sterling Ink notebook. It's just a plain grid notebook, and I love that. It does have the gilded edges, but I just love this beautiful plain page. It does give you the halfway points, top and bottom, but I love the fact that unlike the Hobonichi, which is where I started with my prayer journal, it doesn't have any writing here, no colors, and unlike the Stalogy, which I also love, it doesn't have any writing up here for me to identify the date. It's just a nice clean page, because I like to set my pages up. So as you can see, I'll just go through week to week and put in a half a page typically per day to write, just to write the actual verse out. And I have did different setups, and at first my intention was always to do the week on 2 pages, because that's what I used to do in the Hobonichi, and that's one of the things that drove me to the plain notebook, because I didn't have to worry about covering up anything like I did with the Hobonichi. But I found that I have plenty of room in here, and so just purely because of decorating, I started giving myself a half a page, and just I'm enjoying the decorating, and I think that I will have no problem staying in here, you know, finishing out the year in here, and then that way maybe not having so many pages left over, because I will switch into a new book at the beginning of the year. And then this is another A5 notebook. This is a jelly cover from, I think, Lauren Phelps Designs. I put paper in it, which you see behind this template. It's like a plastic template that I got for some shop in Etsy. I'm sorry, I don't recall which shop it was, but I love this, and it just worked perfectly here. And then just another notebook that I write my prayers out. And one of the reasons why I love the fact that I'm here opposed to the Hobonichi is because, and just looking back at a video recently where my prayer journal was in the Hobonichi, you know, each was a page per day. And if I didn't write that day, then I ended up with a blank page, which wasn't a huge deal. But of course, you know how we are. We're trying to find a way to fill the page, or preferably not have blank pages. So I like this because I just date it as I go. And if there's days that I don't write, or, you know, sometimes a day that I don't write, or when I'm traveling, because I will not bring this nice chunky book with me, I won't write in here, and I won't feel like I skipped anything or I missed anything, or there's, you know, extra pages. So this is my prayer journal, and it is working beautifully. I love it, and I think going into 2025 you're going to see the same exact setup. Okay, so next, it's also working very well, is my personal planner, which is a TN, also from Sterling Ink. I think my pen's upside down here. In this cover from Planner Perfect. And now it's starting to kind of stick out a little bit because it's starting to get chunky, as you can see, because I am very much a decorative planner, at least for personal. So in here, I have a little bit of decor. I just have this folder so I can stick things in here that I might need to keep with me that I get during the day while I'm out. Because basically this planner comes in my work bag, which is a rolling bag, so no worries. It comes with me to work, and pretty much that's it. So it's just my transition between home and work. And I can write down the things that are going on during the day or keep track of any personal plans that I have. I have this one extra notebook from the Travelers Company in here, just so I can write things that I want to keep with me, like maybe not exactly a collection, but if it's notes on a specific thing that I have to keep coming back to, then I'll put it in here, okay? And then we have the beautiful Sterling Ink TN. This is the vertical layout, okay? It's not completely done because I didn't do anything, and I haven't really been able to figure out how I want to use this section. I started to, I think first quarter, think I was going to kind of track, and I think that's really the best way for it. Like, I see people do the tracking. I see people also write things for each day here, or maybe track mood here. So I'm not completely sure exactly. I love it. It is a good idea, but I haven't pushed myself. I feel like when it comes to me, how to use it, it comes to me. And if it doesn't, I don't necessarily have to use it. In my monthly, I just write down any particulars for the month so that by the time I get to the weekly, I can look at the monthly and see if I have anything going on, which some months I don't have a lot, or I didn't write down. There's some things I probably didn't write down. And some things happen as we go. You know, it's not like pre-planned. It's like all of a sudden this weekend, oh, let's go for breakfast, or, oh, yeah, there's a conference coming up. You need to, go to that. And I wasn't planned from very far out. So sometimes it might not end up right here. But this is a way for me to put things down that I know are coming up. And even here, I was at a convention. I didn't even get it in here because it's in my work planner. But sometimes I like to put the things that are in my work planner in here, like if I have to be somewhere. The things that I'm doing for work, no. But if I have to travel or be somewhere different, then I do like to also include that in my personal planner. And as you can see, it is her vertical layout. And like this week I was away, and I really just wanted to write the convention that I was at. You see where I traveled. You see nothing going on that week. So it's not a lot. I don't have a lot of appointments, but just a few. And I do enjoy decorating the page. And so that's what I do. I mean, it's ideal for me. It's just enough because it's kind of narrow, so I don't need like a huge amount of space. I'm getting ready to do this, set this up for next week. But what I do in the back is, let's see if we can get there. Okay. In these blank pages, which this is the whole year or the full year, the larger size TN, I just do a cover page for the week. I do a to-do list on the opposite of that page, and then I give myself a half a page per day just to jot down the things that I did in the day, or like if I put a to-do over here, if I've done it, whatever day I've done it, I put it down. And I really, really love decorating this. There's this week right here, I back decorated because I would think I went away, and so I back set it up, and you see I didn't even write in it, but I still love the setup. I went and back filled in some things. And yeah, that's what I'm doing, just identifying the week, which I really like to think in terms of the week per year, which I didn't ever do that before. I was always just a month, but now I really like identifying the week, and I just do a cover page, like I said, for each week and a half a page, and I won't do a whole flip through, but basically you get the idea. So now the only thing I'm concerned about is look how chunky it is. And I was thinking that, and I didn't know how it would go, and I was a little bit sad that I pre-ordered this before the booklets came out, where the booklets are separate. You can get monthly, you can get the vertical weekly or the horizontal weekly, and then you can get separate booklets of plain notebook paper. And you know, I have these strings, I could use it that way, and that's really what my intention is for 2025 because of the chunk. Not that I don't like it, but I hate you know, when I get here and I have the little hump and you're trying to write, it's really not bad. I think just the paper and the way it's bound, it's actually doing pretty well. I don't know what's gonna be by the time it gets to the end of the year. I think I might be struggling a little bit, but I really am in love with this planner, and I definitely intend to keep a TN vertical layout for 2025. I just think that I'm going to do it in the booklets so that the weekly comes in two parts like the avec. So that means that, you know, once it's starting to get a little bit chunky, then it's time to bring the new one in. And also the same thing with the booklets for the back. You can get them fairly, not that many pages. Maybe you might need one per quarter, or I can get the notebook of plain paper, but the half year is what I'll call it, but it like has half as many pages, and then I could just change it out at the halfway point, so I won't get to that point where it's so bulky that it's hard to write. So that's the only change that I intend to make for my personal planner for 2025. Okay, then let's go to, because I'm trying to move along so we're not here all day, the work planner. This is a half letter disc bound planner in this beautiful, gorgeous, my favorite no-tea cover. Hey VJ, I love her, she's phenomenal. I love her products. This is my work planner. I have I won't go through every single little thing, but I have a lot of Jane's Agenda inserts. So my two favorite shops for my disc bound planners, Cloth and Paper and Jane's Agenda, and I have a mixture of things that I use. I still am I have been sticking with this cover that says 2024 that we got in the beginning of the year in the subscription box, because I just love it. I have other covers, and I probably am going to change it out now during these next couple of months for the summer, just because I have them and should use them. But I recognize one thing about this cover is that after 2024, I'm not going to want to use it, right? So I'm trying to get the most out of it, and I think I have, because I've used it for half the year. I put this beautiful cover under it, which I've had other dashboards under it, but once the spring came and I put this one, I just fell in love with that look. And I haven't changed it. And actually, I have to update. I haven't updated my workbook. It's been a season of a little bit of work travel and moving around, and I haven't updated this. So check out or stay tuned for my video as I update this. But basically, to be quick about it, I have the whole year of monthlies in the back, and these are Jane's Agenda inserts. And I like to keep the whole year with me for pre-planning and for looking back at things that I've done to know when I did it, if I need to know that. I have this business card insert, and I have these inserts also for the month, which came from Levenger. It came from Levenger in a packet. I didn't expect to get them. I got this pull out of the whole year, and I thought it was just coming by itself. but instead it came with these, or it was some order that I had from them that I didn't expect to get the monthlies. And I love when the monthly is separate, just like the Jane's Agenda ones are, because I can move them at will. It's not attached to the weekly's, not on the back where I'm stuck with it in place. So I really love that. And I put these in front of the weekly, which is from Jane's Agenda. And I keep track pretty much of my time, where I am, what hours I worked, in those. And then I have everything for the week there. Also, I have my name, and this I could just take it out and move it to whichever, any other setup. An inbox that I can put sticky notes on, a folder which I keep some page flags, spotlights in, and just some decor. And then this is the yearly here, which I used it a little bit more than I thought, but this tells me where I'm gonna be throughout the year. So I have that perpetual calendar, and there's a year at a glance around here somewhere, I think. I thought there was. Ooh. I know there is. Hold on. Oh. Interesting. I don't even know what's in my own planner. Okay. Well, I know there's one. No? Okay. Maybe I took it out. I don't know. But basically, you get the idea. In here, that's weird. Yeah, we have to work on refresh, okay? But basically, I keep 3 months. The prior month, the current month, and the next month. So you can see I have to change this out, take May out, and put August in. So I'll do that in another video. But basically, I keep those 3 months. And I had received in a Jane's Agenda box these hourly, and I wasn't sure if I would really need them, but I figured I had them, so I would try it out. So I threw them in between each week. For each month, I threw them in the front of the month. Let's look at July for an example. Well, I don't think I have ones for July. Yeah, I don't have ones for July. That was the end of it. It was, I think we got 3 months worth. So, but basically, I stuck them in here along with the weekly, I guess, not scheduled layout with this layout. And then I could put down any meetings or appointments here, and then put down the things that I did on those days here. And I didn't use it a lot, as you can see, so it's probably not something that I'll order for myself. But I mean, I love the paper, I love the look, but I don't particularly need it. It's only here or there that I have a meeting, and usually not so many in one day, that like I would just, let me see, I would just go and write, I don't even have any blank pages this last week. I would go and write the appointment here. Like if I had an appointment on Monday, I put down at 3 on Monday, I put it up here, because I usually don't have multiple ones, not enough that it would warrant me buying these. Even though I like having them there, I don't think that you'll find them in my planner going forward. We'll see, because things change. So I know I've been kind of all over with this one, but basically, you know that I use a half letter for work, and I have this little notebook in here also for whenever there's a narrative that I have to write down. So in other words, some particular incident happened. To make it brief, I'm an employee advocate at my job. So if something happens that I need to take note of, that I need to write a couple paragraphs about, to be in detail, write it out, I use this, opposed to this just jotting down what things I did that day, what things on my to-do list for work that I accomplished. So that's that, working beautifully. I really love it. And going forward into 2025, you will probably see the same thing, maybe a little different inserts, you know, just depending what's out there. But basically, I love using this half letter discbound for work. Okay, so we gotta speed it up a little bit because we're going a little slow. So where are we at? Number 3 is, well, 3 was my personal planner. I did it in front of my work planner. Oh, my wellness journal. Okay. This is something that I've changed, and the last video I made showed you how I changed it. I won't go through that video. I'll leave the link below. You can check it out. That video showed the different things that I've tried for my wellness journal, and this is where I'm at now. This is a happy planner, a classic happy planner, and if you see that video, you'll see that I have a lot of stuff from my venture into planning, and I had kind of abandoned half letter items and half letter planners that I had, just, you know, changing things around, finding my way. And I was glad to have things on hand to put together this wellness journal. So basically for wellness, I just like to track sleep, anything that's going on with my body, any symptoms, and what I ate. Also, a couple other things I want to add to it. Definitely want to track my water intake. And I do have some paper in the back just in case. So basically what I've done is I have put in here, well, each thing has a monthly, so I haven't figured out any use for that right now. But because I have monthlies in the back, that I didn't realize as I was putting this together that, oh, you're going to have a monthly for this. So you don't need to get separate ones. You'll see what I mean. So this is from a horizontal classic, right? I liked the nice neutral one. Actually, I just picked this up. It started in July and goes through for 18 months. So I write down my sleep here. You can see I just write down how much hours of sleep I get. I like having the space instead of just saying how many hours, because my concern with my sleep was that waking up, how long, sometimes I have trouble going back to sleep. You know, different changes happening in the body, so different things are going on, and I really want to make note of all that. Like these days wasn't a lot going on, but sometimes I wake up 2 and 3 times. Did I get up and go to the bathroom? Well, when, you know, did I cut myself off of how much I was drinking before I went to bed, you know, water or whatever? And I want to just be mindful of that, because I was having a little bit of a hard time for a while. Things are smoothing out a little bit, and I've learned some things to help me to not be so stressed about times when I was having a harder time with sleep, or it wasn't just, before it used to be my head hits the pillow, I go to sleep, I don't wake up until it's time to get up. Now there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on, so that's why I enjoy having this space. Maybe I could definitely use something smaller, but I really like having this classic is not too big, and I like having it by my bedside. I like that I can just do this and I can write, because usually I do this first thing in the morning, like after I pray, before I get up and get going. I try to jot down about my sleep, and so I'm not at a desk or a table or anything, so I just love that I can just do this and write. And then if I have anything going on physically, see, this also came with a monthly, which I wasn't anticipating. This is a quad layout from Live Love Posh, and I just write down if there's any symptoms going on, anything that's bothering me. Sometimes when something's bothering me, I really want to note how it's going, to try to get to the root of the problem. So I write down things that, how I might be feeling, or if I treated myself some way, like I used an ointment or took a leave or whatever. I like to note that to see what's working or helping it, or if I'm doing any kind of exercise to help, like if I have some soreness and I'm doing some stretching, I want to note all that. These are things too that help me, like when I go to see my doctor, I can tell him, oh, I've only been getting 6 hours of sleep on average, or what have you, or I wake up 2 and 3 times, or this has been bothering me and it's been about a week, or it was bothering me for about 2 months. You know, sometimes you don't know. They ask you, when did that start? And you don't remember. So that's one of the reasons that I like to write it down. Okay, then I use this vertical to write down what I ate. And I love it because it's clear there's three times a day that I'm kind of intaking predominantly, mostly in the morning. I eat coffee. I drink coffee. I drink coffee. I don't eat coffee. I drink coffee, and I try to somewhat fast. So that's the only thing that I take in. And then I have my meal. My biggest meal for the day is the middle of the day, and then I have something in the evening. And another thing that I'm trying to start getting in the habit of doing is writing down the time, because that's important too, because I don't want to fast for too long. Like my fasting is supposed to be purposeful, not just dictated by the busyness of the day, and I just didn't eat until whenever. I want to kind of eat at pretty close to the same time each day. So I want to write that down as well. And then in the back, I have a set of monthlies, which I realize I don't need to have, because every one of those planners that I used, Franken planning this together, which was a quad layout, a vertical layout, and a horizontal layout, each one of them comes with a monthly. So I really didn't need to have separate monthlies. But one thing I do like, again, I like having the whole year's months together, because this is the when did I last section. So when did I last get my nails done? When did I last do a deep conditioner? When did I last clean my makeup brushes? Things like that. Anything to do with beauty and health or wellness, whatever category. It's a mesh of things that are for self-care. Anything like that I do, I want to note down when I last did it. So that's what I'm doing with the monthly here. Then I put some paper in the back, because anything to do with wellness that I want to take note of, maybe I watched a video or something and gave me some ideas or some thoughts of things that I could do. I have some paper there in the back that I can write it in. And I have these tabs at the top to help me find my space for the current week. I really kind of want like different ones that say this one I changed what that was for, but so that they're not like lined up behind each other. So I'll be looking for something to do that, to make them kind of go across the top. Would be easier. But this has been working really well. I'm happy that I'm using my stash. I'm happy to be using this beautiful Spoonful of Faith cover. And yeah, the wellness journal is going well. It took me a minute to get there, because yeah, I was doing some other things. Like I said, I did talk about that in a previous video, so you can check that out if you'd like. And I won't talk about it here to save time. Okay, so journaling. This is a point where I'm a little bit stuck. And right now, just as a couple weeks ago, I just pulled back an old Stalogy that I was using for actually personal planning. Initially, I was using this, and I just started using it again, because I just can't find my really good spot with that. Let me show you. Sorry, I'm rustling around here. Let me show you. I bought this thinking that I'm gonna use it creatively, because I like having this big letter size notebook. It's a letter size Stalogy, right? And I started out in it and kind of doing the word of the year, setting up for 2024. Did a vision board, did a goals, trying to pick a word for the year. Where's that? I had a goal set up in here somewhere. Well, I thought I put it. So now that's one page. Okay. This, vision, this. Okay, then I was just doing like some creative stuff. You know, if you watch Amy Plan. She's doing these great door, what do you call them again? I'm losing my words, but you know what I mean. I just did an insert. I didn't cut the paper because she's using a heavier weight paper in her planner, but she does Dutch doors, and so I kind of got motivated by her. I did this, nothing, just decorating. Did something for this, got all the way to February, and I was supposed to write here, and I did this, and then I kind of stopped. And oh, I know where that is. It's not in this book for my goals, it's in another book. But I thought I would have a lot of space because I really enjoy, like, when I see planners like Plan with Elise and Plan on It. They use the vertical happy planner, either classic or big. I kind of like the layouts they make, or Kenya when she uses the horizontal, but I didn't want to be locked in by days for my journaling because I know that some days I don't journal. So I did this thinking, even I just wanted to decorate, even if I just decorated and I didn't write, I was thinking of putting, like, sometimes you read something that really stands out to you, I can write that in here, or any you know, affirmations or anything motivating. I can just decorate this book and write certain things in it. And if I did journal here or there, then that's fine. And I kind of, I don't know, got disillusioned with it. I don't know why. But I was thinking this weekend I was going to take it out and look and see if I wanted to try to continue on with it. Got these from Go Wild, not this year, last year. Somebody made those. And then I just went and grabbed this and said, maybe if I go back in here and decorate and date, because I like the way the dates look, if I just give myself a half a page, maybe I'll fill it in. So I don't know. This is a stick in place. Not sure what 2025 is going to look like. I'm going to be playing around with it. Since it seems like the rest of my lineup's pretty good, pretty locked in, I think this is a place that I've got to do work and figure out what exactly is going to work for me, because I do want to have a place to write. I don't want to feel pressure to do it every day, although I like to do it every day. I don't want to leave, like, I decorated it and then I never wrote it in it. Like, you know, that could happen once or twice, but I don't want it to happen frequently. So I am working on trying to figure out what to do with that. Now, my business planner notebook, which is number 6, I haven't been using very much because, yeah, I've been doing some other work where it didn't really require me to use it. I've been doing some work on my website, building my community, doing some work with a consultant and trying to get things going, set up the way I want. And so I haven't really been taking any appointments. I put this here because I originally bought it for something else, which is the A5 Take a Note. And I just stuck it. I said, oh, I can use this to write down appointments. I haven't really been taking any appointments, so I haven't had to use it. I put this in here because this was just a notebook, that I was a half a year salary. This is just brain dump, ideas for the business. If I'm out and about and I read something, or I go to a meeting for business, any kind of business development meeting, then this is a place that I could write. And I ended up putting it in here because I can put, you know, pens and different things in here, and it just was a perfect fit and something easy for me to carry. And then I also have this in here that I just stuck in here because at one point I had started writing some stuff in here, more for, as you can see, this channel, whereas this was more about my my life coaching and mental health and wellness business. So that's what I have. I don't know what next year is going to bring. I did see Erin Condren's soft bound weekly time scheduled planner that maybe I would use if I needed to. Although appointments would be online anyway, and so they'd be available for me to look at electronically. So I'm not really sure. I just have to wait and see how um, I ultimately have my business set up and moving forward, how I'm going to be doing things, and so then I will decide. But I definitely like having a book to kind of brain dump in. Whereas in my personal planner, I really just like to track what things are happening through the day. And I don't really I didn't assign that a place to just brain dump and write stuff. So I like having that little book with me. Okay, and I am back. I had to step away for a minute and I came back and I recorded, and then I found I kind of didn't like the way that segment came out. Also, I had left my cards in here, so I didn't like flip through as much as I kind of wanted to, or I felt like, I was trying to kind of cover things up. So I just decided to scrap that at its natural breaking point and just come back and re-record the last few planners and journals that I wanted to go over. So where we left off, I had talked about my business planner and notebook, and now I was moving on to the spending tracker. And so as I'm going along and doing this review, it's not even just like mid-year, which is a little beyond mid-year now, but it's not even just figuring out how things have been going, and just the starting of thinking of things for 2025. I am well entrenched now in thinking of things for 2025. And there's some things that are really, like I said, they're staying, but I have some thoughts about some changes to maybe how I use a particular planner, or tweaks to a particular planner or journal. Um, but I'm going to discuss those in a different video. For now, I'm just going to stick with how things have been going, but I can already tell you that this, as of now, is getting abandoned. And this is my Hobonichi Weeks. And I think I may have said before that I and Hobonichi are broken up. We're like a couple who, has the ultimate respect for one another. Still, after the breakup, we just decided to be better to be friends, So it's like, I like Hobonichi. I love the quality of the paper, of course, and I love the setup. But Sterling Ink has stolen my heart. It just brings me everything the Hobonichi does, but with nice, clean, white pages, which I could have mentioned in the prior videos, or the prior segment of this video. So if I'm repeating myself, I apologize. But that's definitely the case here. With the weeks, I never really was a weeks user, as I'm sure if you've watched any of my other videos, you've heard me say it before as well. But I was gifted this at a planner conference, and I love this beautiful blue, and I just thought, let me try to use it. I kept teeter-tottering as to whether to give it away or not. Kind of almost wish that I did, because as a stationery and planner lover, you hate to see anything go to waste. A lot of things I keep even if I decide not to use it, because I think I may come back to it, and I never have a problem with redating. But I definitely know that I already had hesitation with the Hobonichi Weeks, because it's just, really small for me, and um, I, you know, I don't know. It just doesn't sit with me well. I tried. Like initially, it is still such the rage that I had gotten one and tried different layouts. I did find a layout I kind of liked, but the bottom line was I really want or needed more space for a personal planner. Um, so probably I don't write small unless made to. Like I can write small to write in here, but it's just not the natural preference for me to write small. and I just like the feeling of having a little bit more room. I did, my thought was to use this to put down each week what things were due in a particular day, mostly like automatic debits, because in my finance planner, I just have a list of the things that are due on a regular basis. But sometimes with ACH stuff, it's not looking you in the face. The paper or what I use to do my finance planner, I fill in, right? I write down, yes, I paid this day for this much from this account. Whereas the stuff that auto debits, you know, after a while it will be paid off. I don't have that on the list. So I was going to just include it here so when I come to the week, I can see, okay, this day, this day, this day, this is due. And then on this side, I was using it to write down what I spent. And it was working. It wasn't bad. But what I found is that I really have not been writing down my expenses as I go along. So like here, you'll see I have a whole bunch of receipts, right? So I will take my receipt and put it in here. And it's not till later when I get home that I'll be sitting down with them and filling this in. So then I realized, what's the point of me carrying this if I'm not going to write the thing down at the moment? If I'm not doing anything financially that I need to write down while I'm out and about, then it's no point in me carrying it. So because the everyday carry, which had turned into just this small little Hobonichi plain notebook insert, because that I haven't really used, I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to end up replacing this because I do want to have something that I can write on like the everyday carry, but I want something a little bit different. And I think I'll save that discussion also for another video. But I will have to say it can work, but the need has changed. So that's, like I said in the beginning, when you identify what you need a planner and journal for, then you just have to find one that works for that. So now my need has changed because I'm realizing that even though I want to track my spending, I am not going to do it on the go. So this is going to go away, and you'll see what I'm going to do to replace it, at least for the rest of this year. 2025 might look a little different, and I'll talk about that when I show you what I'm going to be doing to replace this. Okay, so it looks like my plan is, and it might not come into fruition until next year. I'll be kind of maybe working out how I'm going to do it or what I'm going to use. But my plan is to take my spending tracker and put it into my finance planner. So since I'm writing down everything I spent at home, I can just leave that an insert or some kind of document that I make to write everything down. I can just leave that at home. So the spending tracker and the finance planner will become one. Okay, and so also you'll see that for the everyday carry, that is what is going to still be an everyday carry, just different. So like I said, I'll talk about that at another time. So that just leaves us with the research notes and brainstorming. And with that, this book is fine. I got it set up the way that I would like. I have different sections for, just brain dump, for writing out some scripts, for things I want to record, different layouts that I mess around with as far as that are going to go within the planner that I want to share. And I take notes on different books I might have read or podcasts. I haven't been using it as much right now because I'm not in the thick of doing research for my business, because my goal is to have a podcast or a video podcast, and so I'll be doing lots of research for that. But I'm not working on that aspect of my business right now. although occasionally I just come across something in my regular listening or reading that I want to make notes on. So I still want to have this around, and I will use it in the future. But right now I'm still trying to do some admin stuff for the business. So once I get through that, then this will be something that I turn to, and I know that it will be commingled with or utilized along with electronic format as well. Like I have OneNote and also Milanote, so I'm kind of bouncing between those two things to use to kind of throw ideas and information onto that I want to use to share information for my life coaching business. Okay, so that's still there. I like the way it looks. It's really thick because it has a lot of extra paper in it. But it's there, and I'm good with it. So there are going to be some changes, and of course, I'll be talking about those. But over the next few months, you'll see certain things that I'm going to be tweaking going into 2025. I do love my, like what I have as far as these 10 things or 10 areas that I'm satisfied with, the areas that I've identified. Oops, my little washy band-aids. Oh my goodness. It's funny, but I just was like, oh, I forgot I broke my nail. I got to cover that up real quick. So anyway, just like the kids have all those decorative band-aids, this is mine. All right, so yeah, I'm satisfied with the areas that I've identified. I don't really have anything to add, and I don't have anything to take away. I just have some changes in how they're housed, right? Like the everyday carry is gonna not be housed together with the spending tracker, and the spending tracker is not going to be by itself. It's probably going to go with it's going to go with the finance planner, right? So, but still the areas remain the same. So these 10 areas I feel really good with, and a lot of the planners, like you saw the prayer journal and the work planner and the personal planner and the wellness journal, I'm really sure on. Okay, really, you're going to see pretty much the same thing come back for 2025. The creative journal, going to be talking to you about that. Business planner and notebook, probably some changes there. The spending tracker and finance planner, we talked about the changes for that. The research notes and brainstorming staying the same, and the everyday carry, there's going to be some changes there. But I will have something for all of those areas. So I feel really good that after or at this point in my planner journey, I can finally clearly identify what areas I need planners and journals for. And that makes such a difference for me, because you're not like taking a planner or a journal that you like and trying to figure out a way to use it. And I'm able to let things go. Like, I know for 2025, I will not be ordering a take a note, although I do love the book. It's okay to love something even if you don't use it. I love the paper. I love the space. I love, using the half a page, but it just doesn't best meet the needs that I have for one of these areas. So I won't order that. I ordered the A6, as you saw, and it really didn't get used. It's beautiful. I will keep it because, like I said, I have no problem redating things. Who knows when it may come in handy at another time. I'm still working on what it looks like to travel, and we're not carrying all this, right? So that might be something that I use to travel, so that I just have something small that I can write in by the day. So we'll see. Like I said, I love keeping things because later I might find that it best suits using for one of these areas. And I also am decluttering stuff that I know will not fit at all one of these areas. And so it feels that I'm at a good place. I feel at a good place, even though, of course, not everything's perfectly the way I would want it. No, I can't, you know what I mean? I'm still tweaking, but I feel at a really good place. And I also just have on my wish list a couple of covers for my TN. I'm always up for a noutique for my business planner. Not my business planner, I'm sorry, my work planner. But they're on my wish list, and I don't feel like I have to rush. I feel well entrenched as a customer of these businesses, and I don't feel like I don't have FOMO, let's put it that way. So that's really a good feeling too. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video and that I didn't ramble too long, and I was coherent enough that you were able to get something from it. Maybe you were inspired to kind of sit down and really clearly identify what areas you need a planner and journal in, opposed then, that rabbit hole that we easily fall down because we love planners, we love stationery, and we find ourselves wanting all the planners and all the different stationery and trying to find a way to use it. Maybe in 2025, it'll be your year to say, this is exactly what I need one for, and now let me find the best notebook or disc-bound planner or a happy planner or Erin Condren or whatever is going to work best. And sometimes it takes some exploring, and we hope along the way that we're not losing too much money, right? So we want to be mindful of that. We don't want to just buy and just cast aside continually and just have a whole bunch of stuff that we're never going to use. But sometimes it does take some exploring. And I think that when you think about the areas that you need the planner and journal for, you can kind of make some decisions before you buy. You can kind of take some time and look at it and look at how you'd write it out. And like I said, you can even just take some paper and kind of mimic the way that planner or journal is that you're interested in and see if it looks like it will work for you before you purchase. So I just think that we want to use these planners and journals to help us, and it's therapeutic that we can write things down and not keep them in our head and kind of overwhelming us. We can just get it out and put it on paper. I love to decorative journal and plan, and so for me that's therapeutic. Some people are just functional, and it still helps. Writing it down, it really helps it out. So that's all I have. That's all I have for you today. Lots of things in my head that I want to share with you as we go forward towards the end of the year. Can't believe it. We're talking about the end of the year. It's August, but we can see how quickly we got here. So at this point, we should be convinced how quickly the rest of it's going to go. And so I look forward to bringing you more videos on the different changes that I'll have going forward, and sharing maybe some of my setups. I'm not real great at doing that on camera, but I do enjoy sharing it. I never remember, no, I won't say never remember, but I'm bad at remembering to like take a picture when I'm done setting up and put it on Instagram. I try, but it's just really about my use, and I just really love it, and I have no problem sharing, but it's not like my first thought. Like I just enjoy setting up the planner, but I do like sharing with you what I'm doing with my planners and my journals, and how they're helping me, or how I'm using them. And I just enjoy sharing with you and having you along for the ride in that elusive pursuit of planner peace. So much for my rambling. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If so, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you want to continue on that journey with me in pursuit of the elusive planner piece, then hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know each time I upload. I am not as dead on as I like to be every week. I've had a lull here for a while, but when it does come to my mind, that I want to share something with you, then if you hit the notification bell, you'll know when I've posted. I am going to definitely try to be more regular with this. I just have a lot of things going on, as do we all. And so I just do this for the joy of it and to let you know how much writing it down really helps us out. And that's what the therapy planning is all about. Thank you for listening and watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye, tribe.